tremendous looking trophy.
Hello, welcome to the number one PlayStation podcast in the Oceania's Platinum Explosion. I'm Ashley Hobley, filling in for Dylan. Unprepared. Complete. I literally got a message for 3 hours ago from Dylan saying, "No, I'm out of podcast tonight." So, the episode you've clearly seen has already been delayed today. So I figured, you know what, I'm gonna help Dylan out. I'm gonna let him rest easy. There's no important PlayStation news that we haven't covered in the last 2 weeks that we need to discuss. So yes, I'm here. I'm also joined by Ciaran Marchant.
I am back. I have returned. I both, fucking got rid of Dylan and the fucking intern that fills in. I fucking sent him to Melbourne, popped him on a plane, said there's some speedy cars that he's got to go watch, and he's gone as well. So we got left with me.
Yeah,
Dylan's
we
worst
actually
nightmare.
did get some complaints that the episode wasn't out yet. So I mean, I blame Dylan.
Damn.
He-
No, we hope he's okay.
That's it. He should have protected himself some more. Just like,
should have wore 3 masks and should have just put himself inside a bubble.
I was talking to him about, because it wasn't so bad when we recorded What Do You Want to Watch the other day. He hadn't had his booster shot yet because of all his
heart
stuff. Yeah, so
for those that don't know, yes, Dylan sadly has in fact got the COVID-19
trophy unlocked.
And yeah, get your boosters, guys. Get that shit. Go organize that. Go press pause on this episode. You've already waited an extra day. You can wait 5-10 minutes. Go look up where you can book a booster shot and go boost yourself.
Yeah. Or get vaccinated if you're not vaccinated, I guess.
Also, that one definitely is the first step if you haven't gone through that. But the second step is if you have for a while, get boosted. But yeah, we're here to talk all things PlayStation. Luckily for everybody, there's no controversial opinions that I might.
Listen,
wait a second. Yep.
I'm really looking forward to me posting this episode and then some big breaking PlayStation news breaks.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
It's a day late, and then the news, extra.
Yeah, we even waited an extra day. It's all not gonna come up us.
Yeah. So in the trophy cabinet this week, we've got PlayStation Plus games are now available for this month. What else? There's Naughty Dog leaks. So that the first one would be bronze. I'm gonna say this one would be silver, and then platinum for the new PlayStation tiers. PlayStation Plus tier system, which we'll get to in a second.
Can you imagine, you get a trophy pop in game, and the game itself's not sure what the trophy saw? It's just you did something. You earned this, pal. Good on you.
All right, let's we'll get to it. But first things first. April's PlayStation Plus games are now available. Reading from Press Start. Another month, another new batch of PlayStation Plus games for subscribers to download. This month, it's a trio of very different experiences, ranging from a remaster of a 3D platforming classic, a PvPvE multiplayer heist game, and a roguelike deck builder. Good news is the wait is over for the store to refresh, and all 3 are available to add to your library straight away. So, we've got SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, Hood Outlaws and Legends, and Slay the Spire. Ciaran, you reviewed SpongeBob SquarePants.
I reviewed SpongeBob SquarePants. Look, if it's free and you like the original game, go play it. But at the same time, it's a game. It's an old game that got spit shined to look new. Actually, no, more than a spit shine. It got a hearty, elbow greased thumb that your parent used to use to clean your face when you got a bit of tomato sauce on there. It was overall it's exactly the game you remember from 2004 2005 when it was originally released for the Xbox. Look, I think the one was, I think I saw the Robin Hood game pop up.
Yes.
And I saw this pop up on my Twitter and I went, fuck, the game's out. And then I read, yeah, it's in season 3. I'm like, fuck, the game's been out that long.
Dylan,
I remember thinking about it a couple weeks ago.
Dylan put up his review for it. He gave it a 7. May 13th, 2021. So almost a year ago. So
fuck,
it's crazy.
That's
it
crazy.
is crazy. That was a game that I was interested in actually playing, but now that it's
I just
on
don't-
PlayStation Plus, it's like much easier to commit to. So
Well, you've got no reason not to.
yeah, no reason to. And you gave SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously you've also got Slay the Spire, which is the much loved card game, roguelike deck builder. Have you ever played Slay the Spire? That's a game that I've been meaning to, but
I've not played Slay the Spire. I've watched streamers play Slay the Spire because it was very popular several times throughout Twitch history, but never have I played it. It's never really been something I've been that interested in it, but I think it's a great pickup for PS Plus.
Yep. So if you've got your PS Plus subscription, you should add all those games to your library. You should also make sure you add a certain game to your library from the PlayStation Plus collection if you've got a PS5, because the first game is from that collection is going to be leaving. Persona 5 is set to be removed from that collection on May 11th.
It's just straight Persona 5,
It's straight
right? It's not Persona 5
yeah,
Royal.
it's straight.
Yeah, that's funny as.
So,
Man, can you even put Royal?
if you want a free version of Persona, make sure you redeem it on a PS5. I mean, you have to.
I already have both. I have both already. Yeah, but it's. I find it very weird that game is leaving that collection. But I guess it's not a Sony game.
Yeah.
It's an Atlas. So,
Sega, so
but,
yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah, pretty interesting, I guess. That one of those games is actually not going to be free, I guess. It'll be interesting to see how, they end up replacing it with something, or the collection is just going to dwindle as time goes on, I guess. Until it's just first-party exclusives.
I guess it's interesting what happens with the PS.
What was the deal?
Collection now.
I guess that.
Like what happens? Like what was the deal with it? But what happens to that collection now with the changes to PS Plus?
Yes. Well,
what's the? Yeah.
Let's move into that story. So obviously, Project Spartacus was something we've been talking about. It's been rumored for a long time. The information finally dropped. Of course, the moments after our last episode released. So, thanks, PlayStation. We appreciate the love. But yes, Dylan Blight writes over at Explosion Network. After a solid few months of rumors, Sony finally revealed Project Spartacus late last night. The project brings PS Now into the fold of PS Plus, alongside other additions like a catalogue of PS4 and even PSP games. There are 3 tiers to the new PlayStation Plus, which starts with PlayStation Plus Essential, which is exactly what it sounds like. Then there's the addition of PlayStation Plus Extra and PlayStation Plus Premium, which adds the benefit of PS Now, which will now be closing, and a few other benefits. The service doesn't look to challenge Xbox Game Pass, instead combine PS Now with the service while offering a library of older titles. PlayStation has mentioned that PlayStation Plus Extra and PlayStation Plus Premium will have access to a library of over 340 games, including first-party titles like Death Stranding, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man's Miles Morales, Mortal Kombat 11, and Eternal. I don't know why Mortal Kombat 11 is included in that, because it's definitely not first-party. But yeah, CIO of PlayStation Jim Ryan confirmed in an interview with Games Industry Biz that they wouldn't be launching their first-party games day and date on the service, which is the exact opposite of Microsoft's plans. In terms of putting our own games into the service or any of our services upon their release, as you may know, this is not the road we've gone down in the past, and it's not a road we're going to go down with this new service. We feel if we were to do that with the games that we make at PlayStation Studios, that virtuous cycle will be broken. The level of investment that we need to make in our studios would not be possible, and we think the knock-on effect of the quality of the games that we make would not be something that gamers want. Ciaran, what are your overall opinions before we kind of break down the tier structure of the new PlayStation Plus?
Well, just to mention, because we didn't cover it in that bit, Australia gets PlayStation Plus Premium Deluxe, right?
PlayStation.
It's called Premium Deluxe.
PlayStation Deluxe. This is a PlayStation Premium.
Yes, which is, once again, Australia and several other countries that don't already have access to the cloud streaming services like PS Now gets a somewhat watered down version of PS Plus, or like the service is offered. I am pessimistic about this stuff. I guess I know you, like, from conversations I've had with yourself and with Dylan, you both seem to be a bit more optimistic about the games that are going to be available for kind of Australian gamers. I'm kind of waiting to see exactly how many there are and what access PlayStation players get, because we won't be getting access to PlayStation 3 games, I remember rightly. PlayStation 3,
So we won't, because PlayStation 3 games are only available via cloud streaming. So that's one of the things in PlayStation Premium, which places with cloud streaming we will have access to. So we'll get a reduced number of games.
Yeah, it is. Look, it's interesting. The thing that still annoys me is I saw a graphic that was put up by PlayStation, by IGN even, that kind of compared all the services. In terms of like Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation. It still boggles my mind that the cloud save system for PlayStation is still included as part of the PlayStation Plus subscription. I think I have always been a very big advocate of that. Almost I don't want to say expecting, but I almost believe that should be just part of the normal kind of PlayStation.
Why? You've got a hard drive. What do you need cloud saves for if you're not going
to... Cloud saves the best shit in the world. It makes life so much easier. It just, it's... And I understand there's the infrastructure that Microsoft have to have that in place for free is very different to Sony's. But, hey, who knows? I think it's good. I think, advice to all listeners is to go top up and load up on your PlayStation Plus now. Go buy a year of it if you can. To kind of, I think you won't have to change the price, because we will be getting a price change, of course, depending on which level you decide to pick up. I understand PlayStation not wanting to put their first party studios games on the service. It'll be interesting to see if there is. It'd be cooler, or I think it would be better if they. I guess it wouldn't be better for them if they announced that there'd be like a timed period before their exclusives got put onto the system. But then I guess you would have almost be inviting players not to buy their games on day one and wait for it to eventually come to the streaming service. I don't know. I think Microsoft definitely, once again has the luxury of having itself backed by Microsoft, so it can get away with putting its first-party studio games straight on Game Pass. Yes, the quality of Microsoft first-party games up until very recently has not really met the mark of what PlayStation's are. I will, happily admit to that, and I think, PlayStation exclusives really are in a world of their own in terms of quality and substance. I think they would be remiss to not have some kind of feature of it being moved onto the service and stuff like that, and including it. That PS collection was a good thing, because when it was originally announced, it was for people to be excited about for picking up your Uncharted, your God of Wars, those games that maybe people haven't just coming to the system get access to. I don't know. Personally, I don't think the service they're offering is as great a value as Xbox's service, just in my opinion. But I still think it's better than nothing, and it's a move in the right direction.
I mean, I think more than anything else, it's just consolidating the two services they were doing into one. I'm sure anybody who was using PS Now had PS Plus, so it's kind of a moot point. So you just combine the two services, keep it all under the same name. So they're not so separated. Yeah, so, I mean, it's like, it's pretty much what, Xbox did with Game Pass Ultimate, where, you pay one price, you get both the PC games, you get the Xbox games, that's the console. Who cares what it's called? And then you also get, I think you get games with gold as well as part of the Ultimate subscription, right?
You always get games with gold with any of the Xbox.
Okay.
Pass.
I don't think it was at the start, though.
Yeah, no, it always has been.
Okay.
Because Xbox Live pretty much turned into Game Pass.
Yes. Okay.
So everything you got with Live, you got in Game Pass.
Yeah. All right. So quickly going through the tiers, you've got Essential, which provides the same benefits as PlayStation Plus members are getting today. Two monthly downloadable games, exclusive discounts, cloud storage, online multiplayer, pretty much the exact same rate. So if you're just happy with PlayStation Plus, if you don't need all this extra content, you just keep paying for PlayStation Plus Essential. Done and dusted. PlayStation Plus Extra, you get everything in the Essential tier, plus a catalogue of up to 400 of the most enjoyable PS4 and PS5 games, including blockbuster hits from PlayStation Studios catalog and third-party partners. Games in the extra tier are downloadable for play. So I think a lot of people would potentially up there for this. I think this is this is probably going to be the one that hits the widest audience. Yes, correct. Because a lot of good games, you can download them to console. This could potentially be a tier where we do get some sort of third party exclusive at least. I know Shadow Warrior 3, I believe, dropped on PS Now, day and date. So if they were to do those similar kind of deals to what Game Pass has been doing in the past with a lot of indies and that kind of stuff, this could be the tier that they're looking to introduce that on. And then in places that do cloud streaming, you've got PS Plus Premium, which adds 340 additional games, including PS3 games available via cloud streaming, and a catalogue of beloved classic games available in both streaming and download options from the original PlayStation, PS2, and PSP generations, and offers cloud streaming access for original PlayStation 2, PSP, and PS4 games offered in the Extra and Premium tiers in markets where PlayStation Now is currently available. Customers can stream games using PS4 and PS5 consoles and PC, as well as time-limited game trials, which will be offered in this tier. So customers can try select games before they buy. Meanwhile, in Australia, we get Deluxe. So for markets without cloud streaming, PlayStation Deluxe will be offered at a lower price compared to Premium and include a catalogue of beloved classic games from the original PlayStation, PS2 and PSP generations to download and play, along with time-limited game trials. I feel like there's been a massive overreaction about this. Everybody crying about not being able to play their PS3 games.
I didn't think... To me, a lot of me, I'm like, guys, PS3 was a shitty generation.
I mean, it was
Come
fun.
on, guys.
I mean, there's a handful of games that haven't been remastered from that generation that you would probably want. It'd be the infamous games, Grand Theft Auto 4, maybe some sort of, I don't know if there were any good of God of Wars already. This is where we need
there was God of War Ascension. Yeah, God of War Ascension was PS3.
Listen,
which was the prequel.
If you want to play PS3 games, there's this lovely device that you can go find in a secondhand shop. It's called PS3. Yeah.
No, I don't know. I think, sure, being able to access PS3 would be good. I did not click on it. I should have clicked on it today, had I known that I was going to get this episode of Platt sprung on me. But there was an article about explaining why PS3 games can't just simply run on a PS5.
Oh, it's a confusing nightmare.
Look, PlayStation infrastructure has always been a fucking nightmare in terms of just they set up the PlayStation 3 terribly in terms of the PSN, in terms of the general UI.
You know what it's like? So there's this documentary out on Netflix just recently called Trust No One. It's about the owner of a cryptocurrency exchange who dies mysteriously. But after his death, he had all the passwords, so nobody is able to access any of the exchange, and all the money is trapped behind that. Yeah. That's what happened on the PS3. The person who was behind, no, it's not. That's what it feels like though. The person who
That's what
knew
it feels
everything
like.
about it,
It is
like died and
it
kept
is,
died
like-
with all the knowledge of how it actually works.
my biggest there's just stuff that is crazy how much of an oversight the design of the PSN and the general system was for the PlayStation 3. Just the fact that, originally the reason why people couldn't change their account names on PlayStation was because every other system in the fucking world uses like a hidden identification code for every account. So it'll have a number in the background. PlayStation went, no, sod that. I'm just going to use whatever name you enter in as account name. That's your hidden ID number. And that is what we're going to attach all of your purchases to. Ever.
Yep.
Good luck. So you can't change that, because if you were to change that, you would potentially lose all the things you purchased. It's crazy. It is, and the fact that they didn't kind of notice that, or they didn't think that was a problem for a very long time, and just continued to building block on top of that system.
Double down.
They did double down. It's kind of fucking crazy. But no, it is an odd. I think my thing is, a lot of these things with PlayStation, I always feel like no matter how well they've gone with the PlayStation 4 era, they're going with the PlayStation 5. For stuff like this, I always feel like they're just behind the 8 ball a little bit. They're just behind the times. It just takes them. There always feels like they're being very reactive to other people in the market.
All right. Was PlayStation Now before Game Pass? I can't remember.
Let me. You know what? Let's. We probably shouldn't know.
Yeah. PS Now was before Xbox Cloud streaming. So I mean, they had them there.
Yes.
So they were forward thinking in that regard. I mean, they didn't do it well, but based on the fact that we still haven't got it here in Australia, despite all the people working in Adelaide somewhere that Dylan loves to bring up every week, because every mention makes his soul feel better about giving News Corp money for 12 months for no reason.
So it was 2014 when the PS Now was originally released. Game Pass was originally released.
It can't be that old. It's got to be 2 or 3 years ago. I want to say
2017.
Oh, that is actually crazy that it's that long.
Yeah, it is 5
But
years.
It hasn't destroyed the industry yet. It's crazy.
It hasn't destroyed the industry. It hasn't bankrupted Xbox or Microsoft.
Well, PlayStation's got a massive. I mean, Microsoft's got a big pit of money that they just throw their bills into. But yeah, is this premium? Would you want to go back and play these PS2, PSP, and PS1 games?
Maybe. I don't know. Depends on what's there.
Would you pay an extra? What is it?
The thing is,
an
right,
extra
there is
an extra. I don't know. Yeah, $6 a month for.
I think my biggest thing is, right, PlayStation. This is a subscription that I would get. I'll get when it initially comes out. Maybe fuck around with a couple games on it, and then eventually probably drop down to a essential tier because I'm I don't care. Whereas at least Game Pass, I never want to cancel Game Pass because I'm if a game ever comes out that I want to play, I can just do it. There's no. It's just there. Or
I mean,
if I ever feel
it's easier to cancel Game Pass because you can just re-up it when something comes out that you want.
Yes, yeah, it is.
Whereas if you cancel PlayStation Plus completely, you're missing out those monthly games. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, how easy is it going to be to drop between tiers and stuff?
Yeah, it's. I don't know. It is just. I think it'll be interesting to see how this service goes in the long run. It would be. I wish they'd announced alongside this. Hey, for you people that we don't have PS Now available for, we're going to work to get it available.
I do believe they are saying we want to have it everywhere, but obviously it's not going to be anytime soon. I think not before launch anyway. So,
it would also have been very cool. Maybe it was just a Tiger Strait. Maybe we don't know the logistics around it. But if they had been boom, for anybody who's accessible to PS Now, you could do this. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, by the way, you people in these countries, you now have access to PS Now. boom.
I
And
mean, that would have been cool, but
like that would have been like a, I don't know, it would have.
I mean, there would be no point in launching PS Now until this launches, I guess. So
Well, I guess so. Not saying boom PS Now, but
Boom,
you will get access
you'll get
to
it.
this cloud. Yeah, you'll get this when we do launch this.
yes.
Um,
Also, it's starting to roll out worldwide from June. I don't know if I mentioned that at the top of the discussion.
you did not.
So yeah, 2 months away. We'll see how it all rolls out. I 100% believe it'll be a shit show to start off with.
Really? Why do you believe that?
You know, I just believe it in my gut. You know, it's telling me. I feel like definitely all these different tiers, and then crossing over the money that people have already spent on PlayStation Plus. All these people obviously redeeming all the months of PlayStation Plus. I feel like it's not going to work properly, and and people are going to be angry. And then I don't think it'll be a smooth transition.
I also think it's going to be... Look, there's no shot every single one of these games they're bringing across.
We're going to get a
are gonna
full-on
work.
Nintendo
Wow.
Xbox, Nintendo 64. You know, terrible emulations of a bunch of these.
I'm interested to see how the PSP runs on the PSP games run on these larger.
I can't believe they
screens,
didn't
or-
name drop anything.
That's the worrying thing, right? The worrying thing is, and this is why I'm pessimistic about the Australian version, where Dylan and yourself are very kind of believing that you're going to get the same full catalog.
Oh, we're not going to get the same catalog.
Like we're just because Dylan was arguing about this.
I think we'll get anything that's PSP, PS2, all that stuff.
You think we'll match that stuff?
Yes, it'll just be the PS3 catalog that's missing. Because
Okay,
all
I don't
those
think-
games are downloadable
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
elsewhere.
That's fair.
But if PS3 games are like a lot of the catalog, it's like that's a lot that's missing. But
It's also like I don't. When they're throwing around these numbers, like the PS3 catalog is an extra 300 and something games. It's like,
That's
okay,
a
how
lot.
many of those games? That's a lot. But how many of those games are people actually going to want to play?
how many of those are
them
going to be games I care about?
like? How
Very
many
few.
of those games are going to be like pointless stuffing stuff are like games that you don't really care about, like a random solitaire game, or like these more niche games that we see on markets and stuff like that nowadays. I'm interested with what kind of substance these catalogs are going to have going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And I might as well bring it up. Hopefully, there's a lot of trophy integrations. A reason to play all these games, so get some trophies. Yep, that was my Dylan impression. Yeah, so I guess we just have to. I feel like a lot of. I think the appeal of like that tier is to have the option of playing all these games from all these generations, to have them at your fingertips. But the majority of people are just not going to play anything because we've got so many great games coming out brand new every single month. It's like, how many people are going to be playing these old games when they've got Elden Ring in their console?
Yeah.
It's a tough ask, but yeah, obviously there is like a audience that's like hardcore, like love their old stuff, don't care about any of this new shit, want to relive their childhood, that are going to eat this up. So, I guess we'll have to wait and see. It's like it's going to be an interesting few months to see how this all plays out. So yeah, let us know what you think. But before we wrap up this week's show, have you seen this Naughty Dog leak? Rumored
Nope.
leak. All right.
No.
So news comes from Twitter user and industry insider Oops Leaks, who recently revealed information surrounding first-party Sony studio Naughty Dog, including details on their upcoming projects. According to the insider, Naughty Dog is currently developing an online game for Last of Us, which was completely rebooted after original plans for it to be a battle royale title were scrapped. The online-only game is rumored to be a mix between Escape from Tarkov and The Division.
Oh God.
That doesn't sound appealing to
no.
you?
No.
I'm disappointed that they're not following through on the battle royale, because I was pushing. I pitched that several times.
I just think I don't know. There is something very unique about the original Factions game of like multiplayer from the original Last of Us, which then kind of case in point. I don't know. It just them saying it's a cross between Tarkov and The Division is that's a fucking very wide channel to be swimming in. Like that is like extremely like kind of different in terms of game style, in terms of
because it's like multiplayer.
Difficult.
Division would be multiplayer against environment. Like
yeah,
AI.
like Division is multiplayer against AI, but is more of your typical like kind of Ubisoft experience. Lots of numbers flying around, lots of loot picking up, like lots of like variety of loots, lots of kind of more bullet spongy type enemies where you're shooting at them and there's just bullets flying everywhere. And whereas the Escape from Tarkov is a very gritty and very real experience where it is about survival. There is both players and NPCs to worry about. There is, to the point that stuff like is like before you go out into a mission, you need to buy insurance for your equipment so that if you die, you don't lose it all. Like it's a very big expanse, and part of me is like, why is Naughty Dog doing this? Like it just for
because
me,
people love Last of Us Factions.
That's why. But let people do that, but give it to a different studio to go do. I don't know. Like
maybe they kind of are. We don't know. Like it like they might be doing like the world design, story design, and then obviously Sony has been buying up all these support studios, and they've obviously got Bungie in the works, like helping online multiplayer wise. So I mean, it's not crazy if they have a vision, they don't necessarily need to do it all themselves. Even though Naughty Dog seems like a studio that would just do it all themselves.
Also, how long is it now since Last of Us Part 2? 2 years?
I think so. Yeah.
2 years?
Last year was Returnal, and the year before was not Last of Us. So
yeah, so it's been 2 years now since Part 2 came out.
Well, so not only is Naughty Dog reportedly working on The Last of Us multiplayer, the insider claims that the studio is also working on a brand new IP with a fantasy setting. Very cool.
At the same time, a little worrying because a lot of people are working on fantasy setting IPs at the moment. Like, there's a lot, so it'll be interesting to see how they do it. I have faith in them. They're fucking Naughty Dog. We'll just, I don't know. I don't want to put too much credence in that one.
I don't know.
Not credence, but not.
It sounds I would be interested to see like the Naughty Dog like style of storytelling and like action set pieces and that kind of stuff, like in a fantasy world or fantasy story. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see them like do something other than people shooting guns. I'll just say that.
People shooting guns, indeed.
Yeah. So with the studio rumored to be working on so many projects, fans shouldn't expect to see anything from Last of Us Part 3 for quite some time. However, the insider does state that development will begin faster than expected due to the studio's expansion. And I think also apparently the script is the outline of the script is ready. So it is reasonably advanced. They've got an idea of what they've got an idea for Last of Us 3. Look at the
basic roadmap. They know what's going on.
They know what.
But Last of Us 3, I think, is. It'll be really funny if we don't see that until the end of the
generation.
5's
I mean,
the end of this
probably.
Which is their kind of. I guess they've ended the last 2 generations with The Last of Us, so why not do that again with it? So we got a fair way off for The Last of Us. I don't want them showing me anything or talking about anything, or maybe release that PS5 version of the game or something, or
put out the reboot and then then you can put out the part 3 some time down the road.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think about, the potential of these Naughty Dog rumors. Of course, sorry, Dylan, I know you don't like to report on the rumors, but, I figured it's a bit of fun.
Damn, he's getting it in. He's getting it in while Dylan's not here. And people think I'm the evil mastermind.
I just needed to make the episode a bit longer, Let us know what you thought of that. What do you think of the PS Plus tiers? What are you going to be paying for? All of it? None of it? Some of it? I don't know.
None
of it, yeah. Explosionnetwork.com/Twitter or jump to Discord at explosionnetwork.com/Discord. If you want to help us out here at Platinum Explosion, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser, or tell people about the show. Tell people about the #1 PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. It's very important. And leave us 5 stars anywhere you can leave 5 stars, because we deserve it. If you like this episode, thought it was worth $1, head on over to our Ko-fi page at explosionnetwork.com/support. Ciaran, thank you much for filling in.
You're welcome.
I know you're not 100% either, so I mean,
no,
Herculean effort.
Just doing what Dylan can't. Don't look into the difference in severity of our illnesses. One might be a cold, one might be the COVID-19. But we're not here to. We're not here to talk about oranges and apples, Yeah. We're here to talk about
PlayStation
juices and which juice tastes better. I'm an apple juice kind of man, but, if you're an orange juice kind of man, I understand.
I don't know which I like, but, apple's, easy. It just goes down easy, whereas, orange is a little bit...
I'm like... Apple, but the thing is, I think Apple has complexity to it, man. Apple, you could get, just normal clear apple juice, and then you could shake it up with the cloudy shit. The cloudy stuff is, delicious. Can be a bit tart sometimes.
But then you can go the full cider, from the apple. You can get alcoholic with it.
You see, this is going to be me undoing myself here, but orange juice, I'm not a fan of pulp. Pulp's not it. I don't...
No, you're
I don't
anti-pulp?
Like pulpiness. I'm anti-pulp. Give me that pulp-free stuff. As soon as there's pulp in my juice, I'm like, I
want to drink. I don't want to chew.
Exactly. I don't want to be getting shit out of my teeth. I just want to drink. So, thank you for joining us on Juice Explosion.
All right. Thank you very much for listening. And just remember, every trophy counts.
Every juice counts.
I guess.
Except for prune juice, maybe.
Prune juice is not good. It's there's people who complain about the nut milks, that they should be called juices.
That's a good point. That's a fucking good point.